Hey guys, it's Jasmine with Real World Mental Illnesses, and if you've watched some of my past videos, you know that this is a familiar slideshow, the PTSD slideshow. Now, I've actually done two videos about PTSD before, but this is gonna have a new character connection, so it's gonna be exciting to just see how PTSD looks from different angles. So within this channel, I might do several videos on eating disorders, or several videos on PTSD, or several videos on anxiety, because really everybody displays it differently, and there's different types of every disorder. So I'm gonna quickly go over the slideshow. You already know what's gonna be in it, but just very briefly go over it if you haven't already watched the previous PTSD videos. And then I'm going to show a clip of the character showing PTSD. So let's get into it. So we know PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. So typically it's caused by high stress experiences. So examples include childhood abuse, rape, or any type of sexual assault, a mass shooting, drowning, war, a loved one dying, car accidents, etc. And in fact, if you do ever see PTSD shown on television or just film in general, I can probably guarantee that it's gonna have one of these are gonna be the causes. Okay, so a past traumatic event may continue to induce stress in someone with PTSD, meaning maybe you're going to get flashbacks to the event and exactly what happened. Or maybe when, let's say, you were in a car accident, if you're in a car again, you feel like as stressed as you did when the car accident happened. So there's this quote from Carolyn Spring that I think really puts PTSD into perspective, and it really describes it well. And it describes the emotional triggers you feel when you have PTSD. So it says, triggers are like little psychic explosions that crash through avoidance and bring the disassociated, avoided trauma suddenly, unexpectedly back into consciousness. So essentially it's saying when you have PTSD, the trauma of a event is going to kind of haunt you in a way for several weeks, months after that, and you're going to keep feeling like that trauma is new because you're going to feel the symptoms over and over and over for a long time. So, our character connection today is Owen Hunt, and he's from Grey's Anatomy. And what's kind of funny is one of my previous videos on PTSD was about Christina Yang from Grey's Anatomy. And in the show, Christina Yang and Owen Hunt are a couple, at least for a few years. And so in this clip, Christina is actually in this clip. And what happens is Owen is suffering with PTSD from when he worked in Iraq in the war as, I believe, a military surgeon and Navy surgeon. And essentially, just for background info, when he was working in the war, he often saw all of his friends and family members die, so clearly it wasn't a good time for him. A key thing that triggers his PTSD is seeing blades spinning. So, for context, in the war, all the time he was seeing the helicopter's blades spinning, and in daily life, you're going to see blades spinning a lot, like, for example, a ceiling fan, the blades spin. So, that is all the context you need, and now I'm going to play the clip, and you will actually see Christina as well, and then we can discuss it and then jump into treatment options.
This is how you unwind, by watching 2 hours straight of advanced carotid endarterectomy. Christina? The last piece of the jigsaw. While the earth is scattered upon the floor. So you try to pick them all up. Just leave it to be taken upon the breeze. The wind is always blowing. Though you try your best, you never find. There are pieces that
Now, okay, I know that scene was crazy. You might not know for sure what happened, but let's discuss. So, basically, obviously, he didn't intend for any of that to happen. So, he fell asleep. When he woke up, he saw the blades of the ceiling fan spinning, and his um, that triggered his choking his girlfriend. Now, that is an extreme situation, but it could be that the blade sent him into a fight or fight mode, and he wasn't conscious, but he began to attack the person nearest to him. Because you know what, that happened to him in the past with in the war. So it makes sense, but it's a really complex situation because it's it's hard to say. Like, some people do blame him for the situation. However, he wasn't conscious. He wasn't conscious, and when he was conscious, he was extremely apologetic, and he obviously never meant to hurt her. But that is how his PTSD like really affected his life. I mean, he couldn't even control it because again, he was not conscious, but he ended up strangling his girlfriend when he saw the blade of the ceiling fan spinning. Now, on the bright side, he went to therapy, and when he met with his therapist, Dr. Wyatt, he ended up getting a lot better, and he never had this kind of problem again. So that is a positive note, and let's discuss some other treatment options. So there's obviously going to be recovery programs, and that's something with almost all mental illnesses. So you may go to a recovery center. They may have an individualized plan for you and how you're going to, um, attack this situation. Next one is therapy, cognitive processing therapy, to really process why you have PTSD, the event that's really haunting you, etc. And then exposure therapy, which exposes you to the situation you're scared of. So if you're scared of spiders because, I don't know, a spider bit you, well, they're going to expose you to spiders and kind of help you to warm up to them. And then there's medications that can help with the more severe symptoms. I hope you enjoyed.